and highs to stay alive. But if I'm with you, I'll survive. So hold me close into the night, 'cause I need you to stay. You take me to paradise, that's why it's hard to wait. Can I be around you for motivation? Just a little while. A simple question, can I get close?
Checking my hair out. I just got a haircut. I chopped my hair myself and messed it up thoroughly. So I went today and got a cute little bob, which I was due for because I damaged my hair when I bleached it. I did a quarantine bleach. If you're interested, I did record that. It is a video on my channel. Trying to blend these gray hairs into the rest of my hair, but anyways, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Justine and I am a full-time working mom of 3 kiddos. I work in a dermatology office as an LVN here in California. I am currently on disability leave, so you won't see any day in the life actually working in the office. I do have those style videos on my channel. If you're interested, I will link some throughout this video, but I wanted to hop on here and make another nursing related video. These are always highly requested by my viewers, and if you are new here, I'm assuming that is what brought you to my channel, so I hope that you will subscribe. I will post more nursing related videos, and when I get back to work, which will probably be next month, I will bring you along with me and show you kind of what we do in the office as much as privacy will allow. But I did want to get on here and make a video related to nursing and what I wish I knew before going into nursing. So I have been kind of incorporating my mom life with my work life. On my channel, you'll see a variety of things like day in the life of a mom. Also, you'll find day in the life of an LVN. So as I said, I am a dermatology nurse right now, but going into LVN school, I didn't know what I would be doing because my initial goal was to become a registered nurse and I wanted to be in labor and delivery. That was always my dream, and I'm still holding on to that dream. I'm only 2 prerequisites away from bridging over to an RN program, but I have been an LVN for 4 years now. I actually just renewed my license here in California for the 2nd time, and that's always nice and costly. For your license, it's about $200 and some. So that's always nice when you have to renew that. So it's just like a car registration, they're expensive. Anyways, what I wish I knew before going into LVN school: number 1, what types of jobs would I be able to get out of LVN school? Because as an RN, you're able to work like there's endless amounts of opportunities, right? You can work in any department, hospital, doctor's offices, there's so many places that you can work as a registered nurse. However, for LVNs and LPNs, you don't really have a huge variety of options of where you can apply to and who is hiring. A lot of times you will hear that LVNs are being phased out, and I don't believe that to be true, because if you were to go on Indeed.com, which is where I found my job, there are tons of places hiring, from home health care to skilled nursing homes, also in doctor's offices like myself. So I do find it harder to find a position in a hospital. So that's my number 1 thing, is that I wish I would have known what types of opportunities would be available to me getting out of nursing school. If you are thinking about going into LVN school, or you are in LVN school and you're just not sure what to expect afterwards, don't let the fact that you don't have as many opportunities as an RN hinder you or make you not want to go into LVN school, or make you think, you chose the wrong decision now that you're already in school. Just keep going, keep pushing, because I promise you it is worth it. You will still make a great amount of money and you will get that experience. You'll have a foundation. So if you want to still build up and go into RN, you have a foundation. You're kind of working your way up, just like CNAs and medical assistants. If they want to go on to pursue nursing, they have a little bit of experience in that foundation. So as an LVN, it does give you a great sense of what you will be doing, and then your opportunities are even greater once you do return to school to get that RN. Or if you want to continue to be an LVN, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I've been an LVN for 4 years. I would like to go back to school to get my RN, especially since I have done all the prerequisites beside the 2. But to be honest with you, I am content being an LVN because I have great pay, I get great benefits, I'm able to provide for my family, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm still a nurse, right? LVN is a licensed vocational nurse, so some people say, you're not a real nurse. That's another thing that I wish I would have known going into school. Not because it would have stirred me away from wanting to go into an LVN program, but because it would have given me the confidence to tell people, like, I am a nurse. I am in nursing school. Just because I'm not becoming a registered nurse does not mean that I'm not a nurse. I am still a part of the core in a medical field, and I'm still very valuable. I think when I was in LVN school, I heard so many people say, well, why did you go to LVN school? Why didn't you just go for your RN? I'm sorry, people, but it's not that easy for everyone. Myself, I had 2 kids while I decided to go into an LVN program. Granted, I was taking prerequisites prior to having kids. No, I take that back. I started prerequisites after I had my first son, but I also had to work full time. So if you're like me and you're a mom and you work full time, or you don't have that luxury that some people have where their families will take care of them completely and you can just go to school, or you don't have kids and it's so much easier. It's just harder when you're a mom, especially when you're a mom of more than one kid. You take so much time away from your kid and you kind of have mom guilt. You really do get mom guilt. You're taking time away from your kid because you're going to work. You're taking time away from your kid because you're going to school. You're taking more time when you have to study outside of school, going to clinicals on the weekends. These things are really hard. So I wish I would have known that. I just wish that I would have had the ability to tell people, like, back off. I'm still becoming a nurse, and this is just the route that I'm taking. There's LVNs for a reason, because not everybody wants to be a registered nurse, or some people just take a different route. They just, you know, these are just baby steps. So I just wish that I would have known the value of an LVN while in school, so that way I could have told those people, you know, like, don't worry about me. This is what I'm doing, and this is still a great opportunity, because it really is. I kind of feel like this video is going away from like what I wish I would have known, because I'm kind of rambling in between. So let me just clarify. So number 1, the opportunities available to you after LVN school. Number 2, the value of an LVN. Number 3, I wish I would have known how much time and dedication and hard work it would take to complete my LVN, because this kind of piggybacks off number 2, which is knowing the value and knowing, you know, you're taking all this time away from your kids and stuff, and it's all for a good reason. Don't stop. I wish I would have known how much time and energy and effort it was going to take from me and take away from my family, because being organized and having a plan and having like a set schedule for everything, like literally everything, especially if you're a parent, because you have kids who may be in sports and school and activities and play dates and homework and dinner time, then you still have to study, go to class, go to clinicals, maybe you have to work. So it is very time consuming. You have to be dedicated. You have to really want to be a nurse, because it will really make you think that you want to quit. And believe me when I say, don't quit. You don't want to quit, because before you know it, you'll be walking across that stage and you'll be sitting for your NCLEX and you'll be applying for that first job, and you'll be so happy and so proud that you stuck to it and you did it. It's very hard. It's very time consuming. It is very stressful, but it is so doable. So I thought before going into LVN school that it was going to be a piece of cake, because it's LVN. Like, I kind of had that same mentality, like, oh, it's not as hard as an RN, so schooling should be easier. It still is hard. It's just you're not going as far. You're not going the extra steps that registered nurses go to. So they just stop your learning at a certain level, and then after that, it's, you know, more into RN territory. So you graduate at a certain point. So it's still hard. It's just not as much. Still hard, not as much. So the hardness is still there. The difficult times, the crying while you're studying, or, you know, things like that. It's still very hard, still very worth it. So keep going. It's still worth it, especially in 2021, because nurses are still in high demand. LVNs are still in high demand. Don't let anybody tell you that they're not. So I wish I would have known how much time and effort and energy it was going to take, because I thought it would be easier. It was easy, but I think because I was organized, I did have a set schedule, I kind of already had that study schedule in my brain because I was taking prerequisites. So I had kids taking prerequisites and working. I had to be organized. I had to have a plan. So it just kind of went with me into nursing school, and I think that made it easier for me. But I didn't think it would be as difficult, but it was still easy. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, there's that. Another thing that I wish I would have known is to take time for yourself away from work and school. You have to learn how to balance your family life away from your education and away from your work life, because your family kind of gets put on the back burner and they're gonna feel left out and like they're not cared for. It's a really stress-driven time in nursing school, and I don't think people realize how much it drains you, especially if you're not prepared for it. So that's why like these videos of what I wish I would have known before nursing school are so popular, because you want to know what to expect before you go into it, and that way you can kind of have a plan and prepare for these things. So if you have a family, you know, it's taking a lot of time away from them, so you want to make sure that you balance it and you have family time. Don't bring your flashcards, don't bring any of your material. Have some dedicated quality family time for your kids and for your spouse or for your friends or family if you don't have kids. Just make time away from the books and the studying and stuff, because that's going to refresh you, and it's going to give your family what they need to let them know, you know, school's not more important than them. It's just a sacrifice that everybody kind of has to have for this time being, but it's going to go so quickly. It'll be worth it. Just make sure that you take that time for your mental health, for your family's mental health, for the strain that it brings on you to keep going, but also have a healthy balance. So balancing work, school, family. Another thing that I wish I would have known is that when you graduate from nursing school, the studying is not over. It doesn't end. So don't think that once you graduate and you get your degree or your certificate or whatever you're getting, that's it, like you've done it. You didn't do it yet. You didn't do it yet, sister or brother or whatever, whoever's watching. The studying continues. The studying continues for your NCLEX. And let me tell you, I have a video on taking the NCLEX. I'll link it above. The studying will continue even after you pass your NCLEX. The studying will continue after you get your job, after you're a nurse, because things change in the medical field so quickly. You have to stay up to date on the newest guidelines. You have to stay up to date on newest practices and best practices, and your education continues. You have to renew your license every 2 years, and in order to do that, you have to have studied and gotten 30 units. This is for RN or LVN. I believe it's also true for psychiatric technicians. You have to have 30 units of CEUs, and that's like extended education units. You'll get these catalogs in the mail, and you'll be able to choose what you want to study, what body parts, what types of medicine or whatever. You have to study, you have to stay on top of it, you have to pass state tests in order to renew your license, and if you don't, they won't renew your license. So studying continues, and it should, because you're a nurse and you want to be up with the times. You want to know the newest things that's going on in the medical field. I highly suggest you take that seriously when you start getting those catalogs. Get them done early, because if you do it at the last minute, it's so stressful, especially when you're going to be renewing your license. You don't want to do it at the very last minute and not be able to renew your license because you waited until the last week or something until you had to renew your license. Studying must continue, and that's just a part of being in the nursing field. You'll have tons of trainings and meetings and things like that, and you'll just continue learning. But that's the beauty of becoming a nurse. Like, you never stop learning. There's always something new. It's just a great opportunity. I think that's all that I have for you guys today. I just have been posting more mom lifestyle videos, and I wanted to get a nursing related video up for you. I hope you like it. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I really appreciate your guys' support, and I hope that you come back for more videos. If you're in nursing school right now, don't give up. Keep going. It's going to fly by. I won't say it's going to get easier, but it's going to fly by, and before you know it, you'll have that LVN or LPN or RN or whatever initials you want after your last name. So just keep going, and especially to my working students or my students who are parents, or you're thinking about becoming a student and going back to school, do it. Don't let people tell you that you're crazy or that you shouldn't, or it's going to take too much time, it's going to take too long, or LVN is not what you should do, that's a waste of time, just go for your RN. Do what feels right to you, because either way it's an accomplishment and it's going to better yourself and probably your family too. I will see you guys in another video. Stay safe, take care, and it's the last week of school for my kids, so it's the beginning of summer, so enjoy these beautiful hot days, and there will be more videos to come.
Just for motivation.